Hello and welcome to another episode of ICT Today. As we navigate the rapidly changing landscape of the tech industry, it is clear that the demand for skilled professionals has never been higher. From artificial intelligence to cybersecurity, data science to digital marketing, the opportunities are innumerable and endless. But what does it take to succeed in this field? What are the key skills and qualifications that employers are looking for? And how can we ensure that the next generation of tech talents is equipped to meet the challenges of the future? On this show, we'll be dissecting these issues and more as we explore and discuss the latest industry insights, job market trends, and skill development strategies. And for information, I'm not alone in the studio. Matthew Ogtv from Ogtv community is here with me, and he will be sharing his experiences, insights, and advice. From the latest advancement in tech to the practical skills and knowledge you need to get ahead, we'll cover it all. So stay with us on this journey into the world of tech careers and education, and let's shape the future together. I'll go on this break, and before we start the show properly, let's take a look at our tips and tricks for this week. My name is Abimbola Ilori, and you are watching ICT Today.
Today on Tips and Tricks, here are 6 things you're likely to notice when your phone is being monitored. That is, if somebody is spying on you or reading your messages. The first one is that your phone is just constantly and unreasonably overheating for absolutely no reason. It's just running and there is nothing in the background. The second thing you might notice is that your phone camera and lights might just randomly comes on for no reason, especially for Android phones. There's a green dot you might notice in the top right corner of your phone that indicates when the microphone or the camera of your phone is actually being activated or in use. The third is unusually high data usage. It is very easy to know that your phone is being monitored when your usual data consumption just suddenly doubles overnight for no reason. Another thing you might also notice is that your phone randomly shuts off. The phone is idle and it just comes on and goes off for absolutely no reason. The next is getting messages like frequent error messages and you didn't actually do anything on your phone. This shows your phone might actually be under attack. And finally is receiving very unusual text messages that you can't explain and has nothing to do with you, or text and receiving calls from contacts you don't know. To cancel and block this monitoring spirit, dial this code #002#. It will erase all call divert options on your phone. Go to setting on your Android device and tap battery. View details and check all apps that are using your battery. If you see any unfamiliar app, please stop the app permission immediately. Turn off location service. Download and activate VPN. This will stop your device from transmitting your GPS location and block your IP address from being traced. Last but not the least, use a private browser. Private browser blocks many cookies and provide much more anonymity on the web than normal browser.
Thank you for staying tuned. And Matthew Ogtv, the Vice President of Ogtv community, I welcome you to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay. So let's get started. What are the most in-demand skills in the tech industry right now, and how can students, professionals, anybody that is venturing into tech, develop them?
All right. Thank you for that question. At the moment, in this age, we have demands for software development. We have demands for data scientists or data analysts. We also have demands for cloud engineer. We have demands for product managers. We also have demands for AI engineers or prompt engineering. We also have demands for DevOps.
Okay.
We have demands for DevOps. So in this age, there are crops of new skill set that is required for the technology of today that was not available 15, 20 years ago. Even if you call yourself a software developer 15 years ago, the programming language that you were used to then are not currently in use today. So you have to keep learning. So for students that are looking into getting into proper tech, so you want to look into software development and learn programming language like JavaScript, Python. You want to learn their frameworks, like if you are going into front-end development for software development, if you are going into web development, that we have the back-end and the front-end. So you want to consider that. For those that want to go into product management, there are non-technical roles, but you must understand the technicality around the things you are managing. So product management is also there. For data analyst is core technical, mathematical and analytical minds. So you go into data, you must understand Excel, understand Python, understand SQL, understand visualization. You can use different software for either you use Tableau or use Power BI. So data is also core in demand. Then we also now have the era of AI. We're in the era of AI, and we have people that are going into AI. We have AI engineers. So you are a developer, but you are building AI solutions.
Okay.
You are building AI solutions, so you understand building in the AI solutions. Then we also have people that cut across software, web, either AI or data. So you build a solution and you want to put it in the cloud. So we have cloud engineers, those that will set up the infrastructure for you. And we also have the cloud security architects, those that will secure your applications on the cloud. Cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is also in demand. You can provide security specialties to cloud solutions in the cloud, or you provide security to web applications or software applications or even mobile applications. So cybersecurity is also in demand in this current age.
Thank you very much. So now, having said that, how as the tech industry is known to be evolving, like in no time, what you know in the last 1 week, you might get back and you get to realize that something new is in the market and something new is in the system, which you have to update yourself. So how has this industry evolved in recent years? We've seen trends lately. And what trend do you see shaping its future?
Awesome. If you look at the startup trend in the country, let me go back to the 80s.
Okay.
Well, go back to between 80 and 90, then between 90 and year 2000, then 2000 and now.
Okay.
So between 81 and 1991, we had tech companies in the country. They were not really a startup to say.
Okay.
So we have tech consultants, they understand tech, they are doing tech in the solo, and they are exporting talent from outside the country to deliver solutions.
Yes.
So we have consultants, Indians from South Africa, US, and so on. And we had our first major break into the startup ecosystem in around 91 and 94, when we have the likes of Tower Systems and System Specs. System Spec was into software reseller. They were selling foreign softwares to the organizations here. But Tower Systems built the core micro banks then that major banks in Nigeria were using. And even at a point in their growth, we had about 800 corporations that were using their products across America and Europe and in Nigeria. Then we also have the SocketWorks. SocketWorks was founded by one of the then Apple director, who was going to go into servicing organizations, but they eventually ventured into servicing the oil and gas industry and the education. Moving to early 2000, then we have the likes of Jumia, e-commerce boom.
Okay, yes.
E-commerce was the order of things between year 2000 and 2010. You have a lot of e-commerce products, e-commerce startups. Then from there, we now move to fintechs. Fintechs came, and they are still around. But while we are working around fintech, we now have AI solutions. We have artificial intelligence solutions. We have prompt We have Gen AI, generative AI. We have AI around data, AI around software. So, and the trend now is also our blockchain.
Okay.
We have blockchain technology. Yes, beyond crypto.
Okay.
We now have blockchain that you can now use blockchain in governance. You can use blockchain in
That's literally beyond crypto.
beyond crypto.
Okay. Blockchain actually started from crypto.
No, blockchain was a technology that crypto is built on.
Okay. Okay.
And blockchain, yes,
Okay.
blockchain powers a lot of solutions. Crypto is one of it.
Okay. But now you are actually exploring the governance
Aspect of blockchain. And blockchain has also tested in some countries where they are building voting system on blockchain.
Okay.
It has a lot of transparency. That's why blockchain might be the next trend
Okay.
for enterprise solutions.
Okay. Competing with AI.
Alongside AI.
With AI.
Yes, there's going to be a convergence point in the future where we have AI and blockchain
Okay.
coming together to give excellence, optimize, and transparent solution.
Thank you very much. Thank you even for the explicit overview of the blockchain. Because if you mention blockchain to anyone,
What we believe is crypto.
And if you meet anybody and you say you are into blockchain development or blockchain review, blockchain research, all they say about crypto. But now that we can see that there are other aspects of blockchain that are yet to be, that is being explored. Don't let me say that they are yet to be explored. That is being explored, governance and other
Aspect, yeah.
So from there we move to the advice. Now this evolution, we have evolved from importation of solutions to startup, now to generative, to AI and blockchain. So what would you say to someone that is just about to enter into tech
As a career, my first advice would be curiosity. You have to be curious enough to want to learn, ask questions. Internet is there for you to stray around, ask as many questions as possible on the internet, ask people that you want to work in their path. Okay. Number one thing is you have to be curious to want to learn. You have to be curious to want to ask questions. But when you are curious enough to know what to ask and what not to ask, you must have in your head a path that you want to follow. So when you are curious enough to ask questions, then you know how to ask the right question. And part of the questions you are going to ask is you have analyzed your skill set. You know what you can do and what you cannot do. Then you ask people that are doing what you want to do, how you can start. Internet is there to start from. How to become a front-end engineer, how to become a data analyst. Internet is there. There's a lot of resources on the internet.
Like before, where you have to go from one library to
another to look for resources
at your
fingertips. You can
in your computer.
Yes. So when you have asked the right question and you now know what to do, then you now begin to move in the community of people that are doing what you want to do, which now brings us to the third point. My third advice is join communities. Join communities. When you join communities, volunteers to do non-technical things because you are not technical yet. So volunteer to do non-technical things. When they see that you are ready to be useful, then people begin to notice you. Then after the people that will notice you, identify those that you align with and pick them as your mentor or your guardians. You learn from them. They pass on resources to you. And from there, you can now say, okay, I've done this. What do you think I can do next? You understand? So you be curious, ask the right question. When you ask the right question, create a path for yourself on what you want to do. Then move with the people that are doing what you want to do. Then be useful to them. Then pick someone that you align with as your mentor. Then your growth journey will begin from there.
Okay, thank you. Now I want to come to our own settings. Locality. Okay. Now, our educational system is known to, like, there are some curriculums. Let me just put it like this. There are some curriculums that we run in our educational institutions that, like, should be out of, that should be deleted. Let me just put it like that. So, how can our institutions better prepare students for the ever-changing tech? Yes, the system, the ecosystem, the tech space is rapidly changing. So, and considering what we have in our own curriculum as a nation in this part of the world, part of the globe, how can institutions help students to prepare for this challenge in changing in tech space?
Okay, thank you for that question. I think the conversations around curriculum is a bit dicey to me, in my opinion. And why do I say that? Curriculum development is one big task that you cannot give what you don't have.
Okay.
That's my personal opinion.
Okay.
So the people that are designing the curriculum, do they understand what is needed for this current age? Because I was reading an article, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, around curriculum in the American education system and the Chinese curriculum. And you see what the Chinese are doing with their education from the basic schools.
Okay.
And American education is now like archaic when it comes to curriculum development, except for a few institutions that have adopted a mix of the modern day curriculum and the existing one. So in Nigeria, we have to start from the top, putting the right people at the affairs of curriculum development. Then number two, we cannot overhaul the entire curriculum.
Okay.
We cannot overhaul the entire. The basic will still be needed.
Okay.
So what we now need to do is to now infuse new things. While we are facing now the old things, gradually we infuse new things. I can point out some institutions in Nigeria today that when you get there, when it comes to computer science, they are now teaching modern languages.
Okay.
I've been at competitions where I was part of the judges, where we've seen, even in Ogun State here, we've seen institutions that are building
robots.
Good solutions with modern. So compared to old days when you build on Fortran, you build on COBOL,
Java,
Pascal, and all. So today they are now building with modern technologies. And kudos to some teachers that are taking up this mantle to go beyond the curriculum to teach the students. So it has to go to the top, then come back to the grassroots. We also must build the culture of entrepreneurs into the students. It is very, very important.
Yeah.
Some schools are now doing this entrepreneurship course in their 200, 300 levels and even 400 levels. It is very, very important. See, in this modern age, even if you want to work in an organization, there's a bit of you that must understand the entrepreneur aspect so that you'll be able to interact well and function well in the organization. We have people that are called entrepreneurs. We know that, okay,
this is what they do.
But there's also an entrepreneur. You are working in an organization, but you have the mindset of an entrepreneur. Exactly. Goals.
Achieving your target.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's also very, very important. So when we are infusing new things, new ideologies and new curriculum into what we already have, we also must build the culture of entrepreneurs into the students so that when they graduate and they have there in their workspace or they want to start something on, so they have the baseline knowledge
to stand on their own.
Exactly.
So that the mindset of getting out of college or school and looking for jobs
Exactly.
will not be raised.
Yeah.
And we will always have the consciousness of, okay, when I leave school, I can actually develop this and do this by myself. In Africa, Africa has been tagged with certain badges. And the misconception about working in tech is when you say you are working in tech, you are working in online, you are working in the cloud. I've seen people like they work from home and their neighbors, the fact that they don't know what they do and how they go about. Okay, now let's take for instance the blockchain we're talking about. If I approach anybody and I say I'm into blockchain research, they're like, you are doing crypto. And crypto in Nigeria, some people will say it's an avenue for fraud.
Yes.
So how do we erase? Okay, before erasing, what are some misconception, and how do we address this about working in tech?
Okay. So in this part of the country, number one misconception about tech is everybody that carries a laptop, everybody that uses an iPhone, say everybody.
Okay.
Is
the first?
Is the first star?
Yes. Let's use that.
Yes, the first star. Then the second misconception is tech is for the geniuses.
Okay.
They believe that you must know extra smart for you to play in tech.
Okay.
Then the third thing is tech is not for females.
Okay.
Yes, and that's why you see low patronage of female in tech
space.
Then the fourth one is tech is all about coding.
Okay. Yeah. yes. That's actually a misconception, because I was like, when I started doing tech, like when I started with telecommunication, and I realized that even the people that started the telecommunication, which is the basic foundation in telephoning, is the basic foundation of technology.
Yes.
Those people cannot claim today that they are into tech. But you see the front end developer, a UI UX developer, a software engineer, back end support engineer, they are the ones claiming that narrative. So
so let me start from where you stop. There's a lot of misconception around that. So tech is not just about coding.
Okay.
In tech, we have technical roles and non-technical roles.
Okay. Administrative roles.
Yeah, and we also have administrative roles.
Okay.
Yes. We have management roles, we have administrative roles. In tech, you are in tech, but you are not a technical person.
Good. You are in tech, but you are not a technical person. Okay.
So you are a programmer, you are a developer, you are a data scientist, data analyst, and all this. Okay, you are a technical. But a product manager is also in tech. He's managing technical people, but he's not technical. He understands tech. He understands the technical requirement, but he cannot do the technical function job. It's also in tech.
Okay.
A UI UX is not technical, but without designer, most people cannot build on their own. They have to build according to what the designer has designed. You understand?
Okay.
So we also have technical writers. They are writers. They are writing for the tech.
Okay.
You have sales writers in tech. You have marketers in tech, but they are not technical.
Okay.
But they are also in tech. That's number one. Then number two, tech is not just for the guys.
Okay.
In this state today, we have amazing females that are doing wonderfully well in project management.
Right, thanks to the community that we
built over time.
Tech community, yes.
Number three, you don't have to be a genius to be in tech.
Okay.
Yes, I've said this over times. If you know how to read and write, you can be in tech. You don't have to be a technical person. You can be a product manager, you can be a project manager, you can be a designer, you can be a writer.
Okay.
Then not everybody that carries laptop or uses an iPhone is a fraudster. We also need to correct that, and it has to go from here to the up. So we need to keep ringing the bell up to the top that not everybody that carries, though we know we have some bad elements, but that does not mean that we should not profile everybody that carries a laptop or uses an iPhone.
Okay.
Thank you.
We are still talking tech career and education, the industry insights and job market trends. And my guest is Matthew Ogtv, from the Vice President of Ogtv Community. We'll go further, and where at this junction, I would like us to discuss the role you think mentorship plays. Yes, you have mentioned mentorship in career development in the tech industry.
So let's first establish the why.
Okay, why mentorship?
Why mentorship?
Okay.
Over time, we've seen in tech, it is very, very easy to go astray if you are not being guided.
Okay.
You get lost in the ocean of information. You trying to look for what works and what not. You waste a lot of time, and before you know it, you are frustrated. Also, people have seen the immense growth from their colleagues through tech, and they also want to get into tech, if there's no proper mentorship or guidance, because they may not get the desired results within the time frame that they have in their mind, they may get frustrated and just believe that tech does not work. So mentorship has come and has provided a kind of template, a kind of guidance. Mentorship will give you a guided learning path, then your growth will be very fast. Mentorship can also provide introductions for you. They give you access to their network. So it's also very, very important that when you are building mentorship, relationship matters. Don't pick somebody because you think they'll give you money when you are broke. No.
Crave for the connection.
For the connection and that network and that growth, that money will come naturally. Like there is this popular saying we use within my own network. I can take you into the room, but I cannot stay in the room with you. I can invite you to the table, but I will not speak for you on that table.
Okay.
You must have what it takes. If I'm bringing you into a room, your skill set is required for you to be relevant in that room. Your skill set is also very important for you to be able to make meaningful conversation on that table. So have what it takes to pay the price first. Do not rush. Then secondly, you need to go out a lot. Most of the issues we have when we started tech was when I was starting out, I would be 16 hours on a laptop.
Okay.
I don't have
stay
indoors.
You don't create.
I do not have that relationship. There's no network.
Yeah.
I was only running as a solo driver. I was doing it alone and with few of my friends. I don't attend events, and it took that journey. It make it more longer. So today we now have events that you can attend, you network. People also attend events, but you see them at the back of the seat. It's not because they don't want to network. It's also because they are an introvert. But there's a strength of an introvert. And what we know how to do best, when we are able to step beyond that comfort zone, we make a very good conversation, as in we are a conversational person.
I want to end our conversation on this note that your piece of advice you wish someone had given you, like now that you are in the system, in the landscape, and what would you have wished for that you know now when you were starting your tech career?
There's one that stands out from. I have like three things on my. Whenever I get asked this question, but there's one that stands out, and it's the fact that if there was someone that told me to network, ask questions, attend events, those three things, they're going to do wonders in your life as a new entrance into tech.
And thank you very much, Matthew Ogtv. It's been a wonderful time with you on the program today, and I want to believe that our viewer had learned one or two things, and I'm quite convinced that when next we call on you
Absolutely. It's good to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
There is no doubt that we have been informed and gained necessary information needed to navigate the changing landscape of the tech industry. We have also looked at the latest industry insights, the job market trends, and skill development strategies to move ahead and stay afloat in tech careers and education. At this point, I would like to call it a day. But before I go, remember to follow us on all our social media platforms. For breaking news, like, share, and subscribe to our channels. And for happenings around you, log on to our website on www.ogtv.com.ng to watch us live, either on the website or our mobile app. And until next time when I return with another package, always remember that if it is digital, it is part of ICT.